Hey, want to know how to write Facebook ads that actually converts? Well, if you're a health practitioner and you're using Facebook to grow your business, if you want to get more patients, if you want to get the word out, then I'm going to show you exactly how to do it the right way in this video. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and I'm going to walk you through this on the iPad. Hey, Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health practitioners fill and scale their practices, brick and mortar and virtual, by working smarter, not harder. And one of the most fundamental ways that we help our clients is by utilizing and leveraging Facebook. It's one of the most amazing advertising platforms because it's relatively simple compared to Google, YouTube, and other platforms. But we often speak with many people who say, I've done Facebook ads before, they didn't work. Or, it just wasn't making money for me. And that's very common. And the reason for that is because there's a very big difference between running a Facebook ad and running a Facebook ad that actually produces a positive ROI. So I want to walk you through a three-part model we call the 3Ms. And this is a methodology that we teach and walk all of our clients who are health experts through as they're building out their Facebook ad campaigns. If you don't have these three pieces dialed in, your Facebook ads are not going to work, okay? So sit tight, watch this. First and foremost, we need to look at who's the market. Who is the market that's going to be receiving these messages? And it's super important as a health professional to really narrow down on a single target market, at least at any given time, because otherwise your messaging becomes way too diluted. It's very important to speak to a very specific group of people who have one specific pain or problem or one desire. Otherwise, it's very tough to have any cohesive messaging, which is the second M here, that actually speaks to them. And the dilemma that a lot of health professionals fall into is like, well, I can help everyone. That's great. And that's okay if everyone's just walking into your clinic haphazardly or by word of mouth. But it adds a lot of complexity to your business on the delivery. But also from a marketing perspective, as soon as you go proactive and start trying to get people with, let's say, advertising on Facebook, it's very tough to do that because you're trying to speak to everyone. So we need to speak to one single target market. And once we have that, then we can really nail in our messaging to speak their language, speak to their specific pain points, speak to their frustrations, speak to their desires. And then the third component is, hey, buddy, my little guy's over there. Can you close the door for a sec? Yeah. Thank you. They just got back in from a walk. So the third M is the magic, is what is the offer? What are you offering people from your Facebook ad for them to click on and take the next step? And this is, I would say, all three of these are very important, but quite honestly, I think the magic is where most people drop the ball. And I've been doing this for 2 decades. We have now run, I was just looking at our stats recently, 4.5 years. 4.5 years. Every single week, we've had positive ROI on our Facebook ad spend. We spend 6 figures a month in Facebook ads, and we help our clients spend money, invest money, I should say, in their Facebook ads in such a way where they see a positive return in as little as a few weeks, even sometimes a couple days. And the biggest thing that I've seen consistently is the magic, is the offer. The offer is just something people don't care about. And that's really challenging because you could be the best at what you do. You could have the right people you're speaking to. You could have the right message dialed in. But if you're offering them something they don't care about or they're not interested in, it's not going to work. So the magic is extremely important. Now, what does magic look like? Well, the magic could be an invitation to watch a webinar. It could be an invitation to download a free report. It could be an invitation to book a free appointment. There's many different types of offers. But you have to understand what is going to work best for your specific business, right? We'll get into that in just a second. But these are the 3Ms, right? The 3Ms are the market, message, and magic. Now, one of the things, and again, I'm just going to draw this out instead of going into my Facebook ad accounts. Hopefully, like this schematic will make sense for you. If we look at the ad itself, this is how it's going to show up. And I'm going to show you how it's going to show up on mobile, because this is where most people at least your audience are spending their time. Think about this. They're in line at Starbucks, they're going about their day, they have their cell phone on them, and they're going to open things up, and they're not going to be fully engaged and immersed in seeing your Facebook ad and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm going to spend the next hour reading this or doing the next thing. So we have to keep that in mind with how this is built out. So what's going to happen is at the top of the page, you're usually going to have the name of your page, right? So in our case, it's Yuri Elkaim, Healthpreneur. And it's going to say sponsored underneath that. And then what's going to happen is there's going to be about 2 lines of text. And then there's going to be this thing that says see more, ... And why that's important, this is again, specifically on mobile. On desktop, you'll have a little bit more real estate before that see more pops up. Why this is important is that this area here is crucial. You need to really, like the goal of this first 1 or 2 sentences is you need to stop people in their tracks. You need to call out your audience in such a way where they feel like, wow, this is from me. So as an example, and there's very specific ways you should and should not be using language on Facebook, especially in the health and wellness space. And if you don't know what that is, please let us help you, because you can get not only your ads won't run, but your ad account could get shut down if you're using the wrong words, if you're using the wrong context, if you're making assumptions about people's problems. That's a big problem. For instance, if you were to send somebody a piece of direct mail that says, still looking to lose weight, all right, you can run that via email, you can send a piece of direct mail all day long. But if you do that on Facebook, your ad account will get shut down faster than you can blink. And so anyways, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but please read the Facebook ad policies. Very, very important. So we need to be able to call out our audience in such a way where they're like, yep, this is for me. So it might be something like, let's just use the example of people with back pain, right? Or let's just say, let's just use people with back pain. So we might start off the ad with, I remember the days when I would jump out of bed and my back felt great, ... Okay, so we're starting with a story. A lot of times the key to making Facebook advertising work is not saying you have an issue, but here's something that I went through, and the prospect will see themselves through your story. So anyways, there's many ways you can start an ad, but the most important thing is to get them to stop scrolling. So we do that with the first 1 or 2 sentences. The other thing that's super important, especially on Facebook, especially on social, Facebook owns Instagram as well, so just in case you're wondering. So right here is going to be an image, and this image is absolutely paramount to have dialed in. Because if you think about when you're scrolling on your mobile phone or on desktop, what's the first thing that's going to catch your attention? The image, right? The human brain is wired to visuals. So we need an image that's going to stop people in their tracks. If you help anyone achieve any health outcome, think of what is the ultimate desired emotion they're looking to achieve. Usually it's going to be happiness, if you think about it. So we can't use before and after pictures of weight loss, okay, just so you know. Any kind of images that imply sexual performance, stuff like that, just you can't use that stuff. What we found is usually the best images are a close-up where you can see the whites of the eyes of yourself, for instance. Keep it personal. This is social. Would this be a picture that you would post on your own social profile, on your own Facebook wall? If it is, probably a good idea that you want to test using that. Close-up image of human faces. Just look at the thumbnails on YouTube as an example. Just look at the ones that really jump out at you. Most times, they have a face up close, bright colors, there's contrast, and it pops. That is the same idea that we want to bring to our Facebook advertising. So between the image and the first 1 or 2 sentences in the ad, the goal of the ad, in all advertising for that matter, the goal of any ad in a magazine, in a YouTube ad, on television, on Facebook, is to command people's attention and stop them from what they're normally already doing. So they're going about their day, boom, we need to stop them, pattern interrupt in their tracks, get them to pay attention and go deeper with us. Once we have their attention, once they click on that see more, now they get into that message, right? They get into, all right, well, here's the message. Here's what it's all about. And I'll give you a really simple framework without going into ad templates and stuff like that. I believe the most powerful ads you can run on Facebook are going to be story-based. We call this social story selling. And here's a really simple way of doing it. You have a star, and that might be you, okay? So, hey, you introduce yourself, your problem. Like all of us got into this space because at some point we had an issue that we wanted solving, right? I lost my hair when I was 17. That's what prompted me to get into health. So I could start the story with something like that. The star, if you think of any movie, is going to go through a struggle. Okay, so what's the struggle that you went through? What's the discovery that you made? And what's the result? Use that framework. So introduce yourself, but again, start off with the attention grabber. Identify or illustrate the struggle you went through, because in so doing, you're now illustrating and telling a story that people can resonate with. Then you found something, you discovered something. I went to school and I uncovered the power of whole foods and alkalinity and all that kind of stuff, whatever. And as a result, I now have more energy, And because I'm on a mission to help people who are dealing with this situation, I've put together a free thing which you can download by clicking or access by clicking the link below. That is the formula at a very high basic level for how you create Facebook ads that converts. Now, one of the things that's helpful beyond that is to actually have templates so you're never staring at this, a blank screen. And one of the things we provide for our clients are proven templates that we know work every single time, but obviously there's some nuances that we have to massage out with them in terms of their offer, languaging, stuff like that. And for that reason, it's just helpful to have a template to work from. So anyways, if this has been helpful for you, then listen, here's what I'd love for you to do. If you're a practice owner, if you own your own clinic and you know Facebook ads are an important piece of what you're doing or what you want to do, and you want a much more predictable way of attracting patients into your practice with a lot more predictability and consistency, then Facebook ads is where it's at. But you need to do it right, because we're not here to donate to the Mark Zuckerberg Foundation. You are here to invest to see a return. And as I mentioned before, we've now run 4.5 years, every single week, positive ROI in our Facebook ads. In our business, personally, spending 6 figures a month in ads. And we've helped thousands of practitioners create ROI positive Facebook ad campaigns within the space of a couple weeks or a few short months at the most. The best part is you don't need a huge budget. You don't even need a budget. We actually teach our clients something called patient financed acquisition, which means the acquisition of your patients through Facebook ads pays for the Facebook ads. And if you'd like to know how this can work for your business, for your practice, then here's what I'd love for you to do right now. I'd like you to go ahead, and there should be a link around this video. Click on it right now and book in a free practice growth session with one of our practice growth specialists. We'll jump on the phone and we'll look at where you are, where you want to go, what's not working, and put together a game plan specific for your situation. Once we have that, you'll have a lot more clarity of what to focus on and what to focus on a lot less of. And again, if you'd like our help about installing those types of systems and game plans into your business, then we can certainly talk to you about what that might look like. So anyways, go ahead, click the button below, book in your practice growth session now. And hopefully this video has found you well. If you are looking to make Facebook ads work in your business, remember the 3 M's: market, message, and magic. And if you want some help creating magic in your business, you know what to do. See you soon.